Hey everybody, this is Ty from the YouTube channel The Mountain Life. If you've been following my channel, you know that I like to ice fish, and I've been doing this for a lot of years, but I've been doing it without the use of an ice fishing flasher or fish finder. So that's going to change this year. I recently purchased an ice flasher, and since I just researched all the different brands and models, I thought I would share with you guys what I found out in case you're dealing with a similar decision right now. So one of the first models that I looked at was the Vexilar FL8 SE Gens Pack. This is Vexilar's base model. A few of the features that I thought were important are listed here. First is a transducer angle. You might be saying, what the heck is a transducer? This is a transducer, and what it does is it emits sonar waves in the shape of a cone. And when those waves bounce off of something really dense or large, they come back and they register on the unit as a red mark. So in the picture here, you see the red mark on the screen that represents the bottom. If those waves go and they bounce off of something that's a little less dense or a little less in size, such as this fish, they're going to come back and register as a yellow mark. And then if those sonar waves go and they bounce off of something relatively small, like a split shot or your ice fishing jig, they're going to come back and register on the screen as a green hash mark, or maybe a fish just on the edge of the sonar cone there will register as kind of a green mark. So that's just a rough depiction of how a sonar or ice flasher works. And back to the Vexilar FL8, that transducer angle is fixed at a 19-degree angle or a 19-degree cone. Zoom, some models will let you zoom in and focus on certain parts of the water column between the surface and the bottom. You can kind of zoom in on that range and see kind of a magnified view. However, the FL8 does not have a zoom feature. It operates to a max depth of 120 feet. It has a 2-year warranty. It does not fit in a 5-gallon bucket. Why that was important to me was because I want it to fit in a 5-gallon bucket for transportation on and off the ice, to and from the lake. I thought the 5-gallon bucket would serve as a nice hard case to protect the unit. But the Vexilar FL8 does not fit inside of a 5-gallon bucket, but it does fit on top of one. A battery status indicator. These flashers run off of batteries, so it's really useful to understand how much charge your battery has before you go fishing, or even while you're fishing. But the Vexilar FL8 SE does not come standard with a battery status indicator. You can get one for it. It's this little guy right here, but it is an additional $25, and then you've got to find a way to either screw it on or mount it to this blue carrying case. Price-wise, I found these anywhere from $280 to $320. So that's a quick look at the base model from Vexilar. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and we'll talk about the Humminbird Ice 35. The Humminbird Ice 35 was another base model that really grabbed my attention. One of the things that we talked about was a transducer angle, and this model allows you to toggle between a 19-degree transducer cone or a 9-degree cone angle, which is nice. If I'm fishing in shallow water, I can use that 19-degree. I can get a wider field of view for what's under the ice. If I'm fishing in deeper water, if I'm chasing lake trout in over 100 feet of water, I want a more focused cone, and that's why I like the idea of going with that 9-degree cone angle. The zoom, it does have an adjustable zoom, so what you can do is you can zoom in anywhere in the water column from 0 feet all the way to the bottom, and you can focus in on a certain range that will magnify what you're seeing in that portion of the water column. It has a max depth of 200 feet. It has a 2-year warranty. This model will fit in a 5-gallon bucket, even with its carrying case there. And it does come standard with a battery status indicator. It's built in. All you have to do is push a button and hold it in, and it will show right on the screen the status of your battery. Price-wise, I found this as low as $265 up to $300, and right now they're also running a $35 mail-in rebate, and you can access that on Humminbird's website. So far, this was the model that really shined and stood out to me. So if we're going to compare it to one of Vexilar's models, it's probably most comparable with the Vexilar FL18 Gens Pack. This model differs a little bit from the first Vexilar that we talked about in that it has a 12-degree transducer angle, which is a pretty versatile angle, but keep in mind you only have the one angle. The zoom, it will zoom in on a certain portion of the water column. However, you are limited to only being able to zoom in the bottom 6 feet of the water column. So it's only going to zoom between the bottom and 6 feet off the bottom. You can adjust it. The max depth, this will operate in 200 feet, or there is a model that will operate up to 300 feet. Warranty is also 2 years. This model again does not fit in a 5-gallon bucket, but it will fit on top of a 5-gallon bucket. Battery status indicator, again, it's that optional add-on item, this guy right here, where you've got to purchase it and then mount it to that blue carrying case. And price, you're looking at $380 to $420, so it's considerably more than the other two models that we've talked about. But again, features-wise, it's probably most comparable to the Humminbird Ice 35. So this was my decision. Do I go with the Vexilar FL8 SE Gens Pack or the Humminbird Ice 35? Well, if you asked me, the Humminbird Ice 35 won out. My reasons for that was that, one, it was less expensive, but it was less expensive and afforded more features. You have that adjustable transducer angle. It does have a zoom. It has a battery status indicator that's already built in. It's quieter than the FL8 SE, and if you want to know what I mean by that, I'm going to post a link at the very end of this video, and it'll allow you to hear some of the Vexilars. They do have kind of a distinct noise to them, which might not bother you, but if you're going to film your outdoor adventures like I do, I don't want to listen to that thing the whole time. And then lastly, again, it fits in a 5-gallon bucket, so I do have a hard case that will protect that flasher unit. But again, the models that were probably the most comparable were the Humminbird Ice 35 versus the Vexilar FL18. So again, what would my pick be between these two models? You guessed it, the Humminbird Ice 35. Again, the reasons being I have an adjustable zoom with the Humminbird versus a fixed zoom on the FL18. Again, with the Humminbird, you can zoom anywhere in the water column. On the Vexilar FL18, you can only zoom between the bottom and 6 feet off the bottom. With the Humminbird, I also have an adjustable transducer angle. I can select between 19 degree and 9 degree. Again, the Humminbird Ice 35 is going to have a battery status indicator built in, so you know the charge or status of your battery. This too is less expensive. It is quieter. Again, I'll provide a link at the very end of this video so you can listen to some of the Vexilars. And again, it fits in the 5-gallon bucket. So that's what I learned from my research. I ended up choosing the Humminbird Ice 35. Haven't actually used this unit yet, but if you subscribe to this channel, you're going to see ice fishing videos of me using this winter. And I'll be happy to update you on kind of my thoughts and feelings regarding this ice flasher. Not to say anything negative about the Vexilars, because they do seem to hold up really nice. They do have a very good name in the industry of ice flashers. But for me, it came down to more features for the money. That's why I went with a Humminbird.